This is me, Janine Renee Tagg, in 2006, 2007, when I was taken from my home and placed in a program for 4 years for stealing eyeliner and not doing homework. From age 14 to 18, these are the only 3 pictures I have of myself, and all 3 of them are of me incarcerated in a program. So I was going through my old posts on MySpace and I came across me in a yellow jumpsuit when I came on a home pass from leaving Capstone Academy. I've never really given my whole story. And with recent events going on with Oakland County, I feel I need to release them. So here's my story of what happened to me. All right. So I don't know exactly where to start. So I think I'm going to start with... All right, I'll take it all the way back to Danny, because that's how all this started. I was 14. This was 2006. I started dating my husband at the time. Well, not at the time, but I started dating him at the time. And I was 14. He was almost 18. There was a huge age gap. And I was young, and I didn't understand how some people could drop out of school and I couldn't, and it was just a big mess. Anyway, I wasn't doing good in school at all. I didn't want to go. Let's be real. So I would skip school. And initially what got all this started was when Danny broke up with me in like the beginning of 2007. I went off the deep end. I brought alcohol to school. I didn't drink it, I just brought it to school, but I got caught with it. So anyway, that was an MIP. Then April 20th, 2007. I went into a K-Mart because I didn't have any makeup and I didn't want to be seen with no makeup, so I went in there. I stole a 99-cent eyeliner. I had the cash. I tried to give them the cash. They wouldn't accept it. Stupid, really. They called Troy police. They pressed charges. It was petty. I mean, I understand. I get it. I was a 14-year-old going in a store stealing. I shouldn't have been doing that. I was smoking cigarettes. Shouldn't have been doing that either. But they, in May 15th, 2007, they had a court date for that MIP. And so they were like, okay, well, there's a lot of problems going on at home, so we're going to send you to Children's Village for 2 weeks until your next court date. And my next court date was June 5th. And I had to make it just until June 5th. And my worker told me, June 5th, you'll go home. Whatever. June 5th rolls around. They're pulling me up on these charges of retail fraud. So then they moved me from H building, which was open program, get to wear your own clothes, and then they put me in maximum security in A South. Now let me tell you, A South was a dirty fucking place. Pardon my French. Every time the girls eat, they make them strip. All the way down to taking their panties to their knees and making everybody put their heads up to the ceiling. And they make about 12, 13 girls do this about 8 times a day. It lines them up, shakes them down. It's disgraceful. It is fucking humiliating. And then if you're a girl and you're having, they call them issues, you're dealing with that, you got to go in a cell and lift up your stuff and show the people that you're not hoarding food underneath your pad. Like, it is the most disgraceful, despicable fucking shit I've ever fucking seen. To be treated like that as a fucking child, it's fucking sick. I dealt with that for 4 months, okay? They adjourned my court date 6 times because they said, okay, we're going to send her home on probation. And then we went to court, and then the judge was like, no, I don't want her doing probation. I had Judge Leo Bowman. If you could know who Bowtie Killer is, he was not very friendly in family court either. Then they recommended drug court, and I wasn't eligible for that because I was 14 I smoked weed. Ooh. Then they were going to put me on a tether. And then I went to court, and they're like, oh no, blah, blah, blah. And then my judge is like, listen, you workers need to get this together. I want this girl in a placement within the next 24 hours, or I'm releasing her. But then, of course, they had me placed in a 6 to 9 month placement within 24 hours. Of course they did. They got their shit together real quick because they didn't want to see me walk. They sent me to my first program, which was Vista Maria in Dearborn Heights on West Warren Road, before Telegraph. And man, it was crazy. I spent 10 months at Vista Maria, and then on my 16th birthday, they tell me, well, we did a diagnosis thing on you, and you're autistic, so you can't go home after you complete this program. You have to go to another program to get other treatment. So they sent me to another 6 to 9 month program called Jetson Center. And it was open community at 13 Mile and Greenfield, and they went to Royal Oak High School. So I just was like, whatever, cool. It was community based. I left, like, fuck you. Like, I got mad at them bitches. Like, really, you're gonna lock me up, put me in another fucking program after you told me I'm gonna go home when I complete this one, and you put me in another one? I left. So about a week later, I turned myself in, realized what an idiot that was. And my worker came and see me, and he was like, we're going to try to put you back in Jetson Center because you realized you messed up, and you came back, and you turned yourself in, and blah, blah, blah. And you still got your bed because it was only 7 days. My judge said, absolutely not. I am not putting her back in a community-based program. Are you crazy? Basically, he said, I want this girl in a maximum security program now. So I'm like, oh, you're going to send me to another program. My dad even got up on the stand and told my judge, like, this is messed up. Like, how much time am I going to spend locked up for some eyeliner and not doing schoolwork and skipping school and smoking cigarettes? Like, really? This is ridiculous. All right. So Oakland County, the county didn't have anywhere else to put me. So they put me and made me a ward of the state so they could send me 8 hours away if they wanted to, or to a different state if they wanted to. So my options of placements were endless. That's when it really started. So I sat in A South for another 4 months. And then the transport came and got me, and they were like, you're going to Adrian Training School. Which, me, really, like, if you have been in the juvenile system, you know that there's 2 bad places you can go. And that's Adrian Training School and Bay Pine Center and Escanaba. Those are the 2 places you do not want to go, because if you go there, you're in there for some serious shit, all right? I got to Adrian. I did not fit in. I was there for stealing eyeliner, and we got girls in there for bank robbery, attempted murder, what was it? Freaking stabbing a staff member somewhere else. My God. Just crazy shit, like home invasion, like armed robbery. It was endless. Sex offenders. It was in there with you name it. And I'm just like this innocent little girl, and these are big bad bitches, all right? So I got like halfway done with the program at Adrian. And in December, they came around. They were like, okay, well, we don't have enough funding, so we're closing. I'm thinking like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm almost done with my program. I'm about to go home. Like, yeah. My worker fucking ruined my life. I was telling him like, can I go home? Like, look at all the stuff I did. I'm almost done. Like, I've only been here 6 months, whatever. Janine, you're not going home. You're going to Capstone Academy in Detroit, which was at Mac and John R. It used to be called DBI, Detroit Behavior Institute. Oh, God. So they sent me to the ghetto. I'm not kidding. The roofs were leaking. I'm not even kidding you. Like, anybody that left Adrian and went to Capstone with me will tell you the roofs were leaking, bro. There was buckets in our rooms, and they were jail cell rooms. There was broken glass in the windows. The girls used to grab the glass and cut themselves. It was crazy. Like, okay, how is this safe? I'm not understanding how this is safe. Anytime anybody wants to self-harm, they just go to the window and take out pieces of glass. It's crazy. That's besides the point. I finished that bitch within 6 months, and I was out that bitch July 17th, 2009. I was out that bitch, and I went home for the first time. That didn't last long. I was on intense probation. I was on a tether. I was on trackers. I had people that came and found me wherever I said I was, so they could prove that I was there. And I had to sign a piece of paper every time. It got ridiculous if I missed a tracker or wasn't home at the time the tracker showed up to my door. It was called Orchards Community Service or some crap. It was on Southfield Road. Anyway, I got locked back up because I'm 17 years old. I'm allowed to legally have sex. I told them I needed a pregnancy test, and they locked me back up for having sex. Okay. So they arranged a court date. They had me in court. And I want her in a maximum security program. Like, I am almost 18 years old. How much longer can you keep me for? I got out in July and got locked back up in November because I needed their help to get a pregnancy test. Biggest bullshit mistake I've ever made, asking those fucking backstabbers for help. For real. They told me to ask them for help, and that's what I get? Okay. While I was out for those 4 months, me and Danny got back together. And they petitioned me to get locked back up. And I told him, like, I'm about to get locked back up. Like, should I run? And he told me to go to court, which I wish I would have ran now. Because that is bullshit. So when I got locked back up, I was kind of really done. Bitch her in her mouth, I beat her ass, okay? That's just how it went. I was fucking tired. I can't believe they locked me up for 3.5 years already. And then I got the news. You're going to Bay Pine Center in Escanaba, Michigan. That is a 18-month to 2-year program. Like, I'm going to be 19. I'm going to be maxed out. Like, by the time I'm done with this program, this is crazy. Because I had sex. Really? So I went up to Bay Pine Center. And for a year, Danny waited for me. And I couldn't talk to him. I didn't know what was going on with him. Little did I know he was forming a little addiction of his own while I was in there. And
It really came to the light when I got out and screwed up my whole life. So it's just really sad because like they had me in these programs for 4 years, dude. And I didn't know about addiction, dude. Didn't know the extent of it. It is crazy that not even a month after I got out, which I got out for good on December 15th, 2010. I got married January 21st, 2011. I was not playing with them. I was afraid they were going to try to lock me back up. Oh, and they did. They did. But they sent me to the big jail. I got off probation and everything for the juvenile thing, and they were like, well, she's married now, blah, 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 she's doing good, so they decided to release me off probation. Well, you know that ass I beat? That ass that I was saying was talking and I had to beat it? They charged me as an adult. So then, like, the month after I get off probation, I get pulled over and they take me to jail. I was crying like, I thought this was done. I'm never going to get over it. But my worker did come to, like, the big jail and was like, yo, let her go. This is bullshit. She did her time for this. So that was, I will give Ed Janowski credit for that because he was a very good worker. He was my worker. He was going by the judge's orders. So I just think that this needs to stop. There's kids out there stabbing people that need those beds. And you only got 30 beds in Bay Pines. Like, come on. Think. Use your brain. Now they're trying to shut down Maxie and Bay Pines. Where are these kids gonna go? You're gonna ship them out of state? When I was in Bay Pines, I didn't see my family not one time for that whole year. Like, are you kidding? God, it's too much. I can't believe what they're doing to this girl. I never got to learn the things I should have learned at that age. Like, that is right around the time I need to be learning the things I need to learn to get through my life, to get through being a teenager. I didn't learn that shit. I was locked up through all that. Just because Oakland County wants to do that crap. And they did the same crap to my dad. And now my mom just paid off, like, all the money she owed these fuckers, like, a couple months ago. Like, I'm 28 years old now. Look how long that took. That is crazy. Talking about they're gonna give her a warrant if she doesn't pay for me being incarcerated for 4 years. And then I get out, and then you wonder why I can't function right around people, and wonder why I have such a social anxiety, because I've been freaking, oh my God, incarcerated for so long, like institutionalized. I'm sick of it. They need to stop doing this to kids. I'll like and fucking share this shit.